Every day we engage in various kinds of communication in various methods with different people. But the way we communicate at our house is not the way we communicate in public places. The way we communicate in public places is not the way we communicate in our offices. We adapt different methods of communication according to the situation. So it is important to learn how to communicate in different occasions. Now we are going to talk about effective communication in workplace. Primarily we communicate for passing information. It is same everywhere. But communication has some additional purposes according to the place where it takes place. Now let us consider the purpose of communication in workplaces. In an organization, its members can be consist of various culture, language, lifestyles, etc. Communication helps its members to overcome the difficulties brought by this diversity. Healthy communication in an organization also brings the team spirit among its members. It helps its members to glue together to achieve its goals. Team members always look around for a word of appreciation and encouragement. In a proper organizational communication system, the members will have the chance to have good morale because of the timely appreciation and motivation from their colleagues and superiors. When the members are able to be a part of good communication system, they are also motivated to produce more. Timely help, good team, motivation, higher productivity, all this will lead to job satisfaction among the members of the organization. Where people are satisfied, relationships also built up and nourished. So a good communication system is vital and important in an organization and all of its members. All the members in a team should know how to communicate to build up a healthy organization. There are different types of communication. We can differentiate the communication types based on the communication channels and based on the style and purpose. Based on communication channel, we can divide the communication into verbal and non-verbal. And based on the style, we can divide the communication to formal and informal. Again, the verbal communication can be either oral or written. Now, for every effective communication, we have to have a communication plan just like any other activity. Everyone with good consciousness will have a goal for communication. Communicator must be knowing why he or she initiating the communication. That goal should be clear in the mind of the communicator. Along with the goal of communication, we should have a clear idea about to whom we are communicating. In an organization, according to the power and position of the receiver, the communicator should prepare the message. I already mentioned message. Message is what we want to communicate to the specific audience to fulfill the goal. A good communicator always prepare his message well before its presentation so that it will receive well and achieve its goal. You have a goal and you know your audience and your message is also ready. And now this is the time to decide the tactics to send the message to the audience. Sometimes more than the message, the way how it is presented will influence the audience. So always careful to choose the correct tactics. Majority of the population in the world consider verbal communication is the primary mode of communication whether in home or in office. One's communication capacity is normally evaluated on the basis of that person's ability for communicating ideas verbally. Verbal communication also can be in various formats according to the need and situation. There can be presentations for communicating a new idea, meetings for communicating a decision or discussion for decisions. There can be lectures if you are trying to teach something to your audience. There can be workshops if you are looking for your audience to learn your message by doing it. There can be all kind of new generation communication methods such as social media clips, voice messages, videos, etc. Apart and above all these, we can have personal conversations. When we communicate verbally, The communicator wants to pass his entire message to the audience without losing any of its details. But scientists have an opinion about the effect of verbal communication. When we deliver a speech, audience take only 7% of their total understanding of your message from your verbal delivery. 38% of their understanding comes from your paraverbal delivery. That means your audience grasps 5 times from your sound, tone, etc. of your presentation than what you have presented through words. Again, 55% of the understanding of the audience comes from your non-verbal communication. That means your audience understand your message mostly from the body language, gestures, facial expressions, actions, dressing pattern, etc. So your body matters a lot when you try to communicate something to others. Nonverbal communication is the vast area of study. By focusing on improving our skills in nonverbal communication, we can achieve greater heights in life. When we say nonverbal communication, it involves a lot of actions and activities we are doing. There can be hundreds of kinds of nonverbal communication delivered from a person when he or she is trying to pass a message to the audience. Our posture, body language, eye contact, blinking of eyes, tone of voice, facial expressions, smell, time, personal presentation, pitch of voice, etc. are contributing to the non-verbal communication. Remember, with or without our knowledge, 55% of your communication is happening through non-verbal communication and 38% through your paraverbal communication. Now let me show some of the pictures to you. You guess what they want to tell. Let me also do my guess. This girl is so happy and she seems to have achieved something important in her life. This man is very much confident and ready to do any task. This fellow is telling something like that, very good, keep it up. He is so relaxed and enjoying the vacation and happy. It is well known that good communication is the foundation of any successful relationship, be it personal or professional. It is important to recognize, though it is our non-verbal communication, our facial expressions, gestures, eye contact, posture, and tone of voice that speaks the loudest. We are going to consider one type of non-verbal communication, that is gestures. We consider gestures because our gestures played most important part in non-verbal communication. A gesture is a form of non-verbal communication or non-vocal communication in which visible bodily actions communicate particular message, either in place of or in conjunction with speech. Gestures include movement of hands, face, or other parts of the body. The way you stand, sit, dress, look, use your hands and legs will be very much noticed by the audience and they will come to a conclusion about your message. Now see few more pictures and identify the type of communication happening from the pictures. By seeing this picture, we can say there is an argument going on. She is sitting in a class where a jovial teacher is taking the class. This meeting came out with some good results. They are happy in their marriage life. This couple are still enjoying their life. What could be the message your body produces? Is it complementing to your message you wanted to communicate? Can you just imagine what could others think about you based on your gestures? All your beliefs about your presentations may not be true. The positive note is that you still have the chance to create a better communication in your workplace by understanding and modifying your nonverbal actions. The final word is aware about your body before you prepare to talk. Thank you for listening to us. We will come back with more lessons.